Today we've got a very special themed Ask an Advisor episode. It's all about how couples can manage their finances together. And to help us go through it all, Glen Hare is in the studio with us. Glen, welcome back to Equity Mates.
Great to be here.
So once a couple is aligned on their goals, I imagine we get to the biggest question, or at least in my mind, the biggest question: to merge or not to merge?
Yeah,
So
that is the question.
Yeah. So how do you approach this when couples come and see you?
My belief is when we start discussing joint goals, there needs to be a degree of teamwork. Be a boss, date a boss, build an empire. Like if you've got one individual that's so focused on the goals and the other that has absolutely no interest, then the chance of you as a household achieving those goals is significantly limited. And this goes even to how we manage our day-to-day banking, like our bank accounts, right? You know, having joint accounts, it's simple, but there is this perception of potentially kind of reduced independence. Having individual accounts, there's a degree of independence, but you know, what do you do with those joint expenses? So if you've got individual accounts, when you go out for dinner, what do you do? When you're buying the groceries, what do you do? Who's paying for the petrol when you fill up the car? And it just creates, in my view, can create more unnecessary conflict than what's required. The joint approach or looking at both, so having joint accounts for certain expenses, and then individual accounts for maybe the day-to-day, I have seen work quite well. I suppose the downside of that is you maybe do need more accounts than what you would if you had it all merged together. But that does provide a degree of independence, but also ensures there's a degree of alignment from a goals perspective as well.
So philosophically, is your starting point merge everything and then have the conversation with the couple to see how they feel about that?
Yes.
Right. And so that includes, I guess that's just merge everything. So if
Like investment accounts, all that stuff.
Well, hang on.
Okay, we'll get to that. Let's just talk spending, banking, saving.
I'm just talking, well, even savings. We'll get to that.
Oh, okay, so we're not at everything.
We're not at
spending,
everything. We're just
spending.
talking the day-to-day.
So if both partners are working, their pay gets put into the joint account, and then that's the spending account.
Yeah.
And so where does my golf trip money come from that Harriet doesn't go on?
And then Harriet doesn't know about.
Yeah. She doesn't know my income. She doesn't think I earn as much as I do. No.
So Harriet's not going on the golf trip, but she may be having a girls' weekend away, right? And your golf trip, if you guys are working towards, retiring early or, buying a property, then your golf trip's going to impact their goals.
That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
So I often refer to, again, when working with a couple, household income, household expenses, household savings, household investments, regardless of, whose name it's in, whether it's individual or both, we're looking at this from a household perspective.
So then the next question a lot of people will be thinking about, and I think a lot of people go through, is monetary even split or percentage split. And like if that's contribution to mortgage, contribution to savings for the overall goal, what's your default position on that?
Well, there's no split if it's all just going in the same bucket.
Good point. Yeah.
No.
But
all right, for people that are not putting it all in the same bucket, how would you answer Bryce's question there? Like even amounts in or percentage of your take-home income?
So early in the relationship, I've seen it split many different ways, and sometimes it gets so complicated, then it just becomes, there's so many unnecessary conversations about it, I find. I think there is merit in early in the relationship. If one individual is earning significantly more than their other half and they want to live a certain lifestyle, they wanted to go to the nicer restaurants, they want to stay at nicer hotels when they go away, then it's their obligation to contribute more to that because their partner doesn't have the ability to do so. But if we then think about, 5, maybe 10 years into the relationship and you've got a baby, you've got a mortgage, it becomes more challenging, right? The debt isn't just one of yours, it's both of yours. The baby isn't just one of yours, it's both of yours. And trying to split it, I got a pay rise, so I'm going to contribute 3% more this year, starts to become a little bit arbitrary. And if I think about relationships in Australia. A de facto relationship exists when two people who are not legally married live together on a genuine domestic basis.
Yeah.
The key to this kind of de facto relationship piece is a genuine domestic basis, and then the courts will review.
So it's not like if you're in a share house, you're not going to.
Correct. Yeah.
You're all together.
Not that you necessarily need just one partner, but each their own. But it is something that's important to note. There is no minimum per se.
Yeah.
It is how you're managing that domestic relationship.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.